Hello everyone, how's it going? This is Jason back again for another coding stream. God, I've lost count. This is number 26, 27, something like that. We're continuing on and hopefully finally finishing with our Twitch integrated chess game. So I think this will be part 4, and today I kind of want to get the actual Twitch integration working. So, hey Mr. PhD, aka Mr. MVP, coming in with the deep copy code that I put a hacked solution in for last time. So I'm just going to plug this in right now. Okay, actually, I'll save that. I should probably give a quick recap for what the heck this thing is in case anyone is newly tuning in. So we're making this little Twitch themed chess game. So right now the basic play logic is all more or less implemented. There we go. So we can make moves here. I think so. I think we can finish it. We can see our king's under check. We can take back. So most of the rules are in there. So the basic rules of the game seem to be working. So we have, we're drawing the board and the pieces. We're keeping track of the state of the game. We're allowing pieces to be moved. Ultimately, this will all be driven by text. So we have this little text input box. And what I want to do is hook this up to the Twitch chat, which we'll do today. And we have a bit of UI. I'd kind of like to add the numbers and letters on the grid so it's a bit easier to figure out which tile is which, but kind of a stretch goal maybe. We have all the nasty logic around the special moves and castling and stuff there and working, finally. That was a bit of an ordeal and took a couple of streams to get that and all of the rules around check and castling in there. And now I can detect the end of the game, it can detect stalemate. In terms of basic rules, the only thing... How do I get this to scroll? Yeah, the only thing we don't support yet is detecting draws in these weird edge case conditions like 3-fold repetition, 50 move rule. I may leave that unimplemented, call it an exercise for the viewer, but I feel like you can enforce that yourself, and also it's like pretty uncommon and it's not really core to the game. I really want to get this stuff working. We did move the project over into VS Code last time, so now we at least have a nice IDE. I'm running this little Python web server to serve this up into my browser, so this is just running on localhost right now. And I have some amazing news about the path to integrating this with Twitch. So I'd convinced myself last time that we would need to have like a node-based backend, like an actual backend to this, to handle the kind of bridge between Twitch and this front end here. But I think I was wrong about that, and I think once again that I can do this without any backend server whatsoever, or I guess we're kind of leveraging Twitch to be the backend for us. How did this work? So Twitch chat works via our IRC, and I had noticed that if you look at this is our chat here, if you look in the inspector and you look at all the network stuff it does, let me refresh. You will notice that it makes a WebSocket connection to this URL here, ircwebservice.chat.twitch.tv. I had assumed this was like an internal undocumented thing, but I probably just didn't scroll down enough, because if you look through, if you find the right section in the documentation, this is actually documented. So we are able to connect to this ourselves. And even better than that, so this browser is on it's not logged into Twitch on this tab, and yet we're still seeing the chat. If I type something in here, like it comes through, right? So not only can we use this API and it's documented, we can watch a Twitch chat without even authenticating. So we don't even need to have tokens or a registered bot or anything like that. Right? What happens is you connect to this web service, and then this is just a hard-coded password. And if you put any, if you try and log in with a nickname of Justin Fan and then some numbers, it just lets you in. Yeah, it's like an anonymous thing. So that means that our front-end JavaScript can connect to the IRC for a given Twitch channel. So we'd do something like this, right? I'd say channel equals stray asterisk. And then in pure JavaScript, just through WebSockets, we can go connect to Twitch's web service, their WebSocket kind of IRC bridge, and then we can log in and start viewing. We issue the right commands, right? So we put in any pass. I think anything works, actually. I did have a little play around with this. We put in any like anonymous nickname. We do this join. Hey, Agnesio, how's it going? Nice to see you back again. We're now working on the Twitch integration, and I've hyped myself up because I think I can do it without a backend, which for some weird reason was a goal of mine. So basically, piggybacking off of Twitch's web service, our client can now like start monitoring a Twitch chat for any given channel, and then the idea is it will look for certain commands like !chess, for example, to like start a game, and then if somebody else does !chess, then maybe that's them accepting the game, and then we can remember those usernames, plug them in here, and then if we see further messages from those users, then we can, if they meet the format for a move, right? So if they're like A6, no, is that wrong? A7, A5, yeah. Then we can make their moves. So it's kind of secure, right? It's kind of a race to see who gets to start the game. But then only those logged in users can make moves. And if they type it in chat, we're like indirectly observing that chat. So I think this will work, right? And then if I go into my OBS, my like streaming software, I can just embed this URL as an overlay somewhere, and it will appear to people watching my stream like up somewhere on the screen, wherever I want it. And we can do some fancy stuff like give it a transparent background. So that means that any streamer, I guess, can either host this locally or just point to it on some static server somewhere, plug in the right URL parameter. So, when I'm in OBS, I can add like a, where are we? Browser. I can add a browser thing, just put in the right URL, and then they'll have their own personalized chess game going on. I mean, there's no real backend state, so somebody else could also hit that same URL, and they may be out of sync with the game. But I think it's fine, right? Because it's only the streamer's instance which anyone cares about and anyone's watching. So I think this can be done. Does this make sense? This can be done without any like infrastructure on our part at all. And maybe we'll do a little bit of stuff like have my browser use like local storage to remember the state of a game, so that if, I don't know, if I like close and reopen OBS, it can resume that. I also don't know what happens, I can do something like this. I don't know if it will remember state there exactly how that happens, so we'll have to do a bit of experimentation. Maybe OBS also like clears out local storage. I don't know how it works exactly. Yeah, like I think we can do the whole thing today. That's my hope, and get this working and embedded in my stream and kind of usable for people. So actually the tasks here are going to change slightly. So we no longer need a backend project, so we want to connect to that. We want to do IRC. Ultimately in the future it would be nice if we could have an option where, let's say, they could pass like a token in here, and that would allow the chess bot to like send messages into the chat as well. Right now the only way for it to communicate stuff is to like pop it up on this UI here, but it would be nice if it could like talk in the chat, but it's kind of optional, right? I don't think it's strictly necessary. So shifting game logic to the backend, no longer need to do. Creating a WebSocket server, that's Twitch has done that for us kindly already, so all we need to do really is monitor chat for valid moves, and later on like some more like game state stuff, right? So like starting, restarting a game, that kind of thing. I think that's not too difficult, right? I think that's nothing too crazy. So I'm just going to look up now how I talk to a WebSocket, because That's not something I remember off the top of my head. Let's get like a hello world kind of thing going on. Script, WebSocket, hello world. I'm kind of hopeful we can get through this relatively quickly. Okay, sweet. This looks like we can just pinch this. My project's a bit of a mess, so let me actually do a little bit of organization here, move some stuff. Around slightly. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that, so let's just do this. Also, my sketch is terrible. Default name. Call it Jess. Let us also make sure that we have the right paths now when we load the images and stuff. So now let's refresh this to make sure nothing is horribly broken. Okay, seems okay. Create another folder here for our Twitch integration. Oh, actually, maybe now's the time to plug in Mr. PhD's object clone code. And I really am just going to assume that it works this time, so it better work. Copying over on my other screen. Let's just do... Okay, you did it as like a prototype thing. What is that browser source? Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to remove that. Put this here. I'm still terrified, by the way, like just shoving stuff into a prototype works in JavaScript. I know it's pretty handy and you can do some fancy stuff with it, and it enables like polyfills and all that fancy stuff, but it's too crazy for me. Okay, so we instead want GameState.clone. And let's see if that seems okay. Looks right as far as I can tell. Awesome. Yeah, sorry, hopefully that didn't hide anything too interesting. So let us do this, and we're going to switch to the correct URL here. Yeah, I mean that's what the players are going to do, but like they have like thinking time and stuff, so yeah, let's not have these alerts. We have a console. Okay, so let's check out what's going on with this handshake, right? So, okay, there's nothing coming from the server first. They just do. I think this is all we strictly need. Sends it in what seems to me like a weird order, but let's see if it works this way around. Have to pick a number. Obviously, it's 42. Okay, let's just log any message we receive back. For now, I'm just going to do this manually. Join, and then it's the hash, and then the channel name. I will maybe like factor this into something a bit nicer than just some variables floating around, but for now. Font size, yes. Nope. Not that. Fortunately, I've got my zoom keys bound to this like cool little app. So this is called Zoom It. It's like a Windows thing, and it lets me zoom in on the desktop, and it lets me draw all over the stuff. It's kind of neat, but it hijacks those keys. I should probably change the bindings. Let's zoom in. Better? Is that okay? Awesome. I'll keep this for now. Okay, did I need to do something to actually make this happen? Starts connecting immediately. I guess there's some single-threaded JavaScript thing, which means there's no race condition to register these handlers. I guess that's what's happening there. I'll be worried that we do this and it connects before we register these, but maybe that's not an issue. So let's just include this file for now, and then I would say OOP, but I'm not like a crazy, I don't fully buy into like some OOP stuff, so I don't like a lot of inheritance. If you ever played with Go, like Golang, I kind of like that in that you can do sort of objecty stuff, but it's more like system module based. I guess I'm like an old school OOP, but kind of old school and not like too much abstraction and too many layers of indirection and factory interface builder factories and stuff like that, which can go too far. So OOP, but like keeping it simple, I guess. It's kind of my philosophy. So let us maybe dock the console. Oh. And then right, okay. Let's see what happens here. Huh. Okay, I'm going to type something in chat in this other window. Let me see if it comes through. Hell yeah. Look at that. Okay, this is exciting. Let's... It is, yeah. So I did use like objects, right? To be honest, I did this whole project in a weird way that I wouldn't necessarily generally code things, which is that there's a lot of like free functions and just free floating variables and stuff like that. right? So it's this kind of thing. Like normally I don't really do that. I would do like some more OOP stuff probably. But this is great, right? Look, I can see you guys in here. So it's really just going to be a matter of passing out the username and the command, and then I think you guys can be playing chess in like 5 minutes max. Okay, so do these always have the same? Make this offset static to the specific classes too. Yeah, I could definitely like nest those inside classes. This is something where I'd be borderline about whether this should just be like, okay, I'd probably have used an enum generally rather than a string for this, but I would have used an enum, and I would maybe not have had classes for each piece. If I was doing this in like Java or something, I'm not sure. Like whether I'd have a piece and then like a pawn would inherit and override like the move generation behavior. I'm not sure. On another point of move generation, we had this, the way this works right now is we had the idea of getting legal moves, but this doesn't filter out moves which are illegal due to check. And I did do a quick getting ahead of yourself, show almost there. So I did a little check into how chess engines generally do this. I was kind of curious, and the way they think about it is these would be called pseudo-legal moves, and then legal moves would filter out moves which are illegal due to check. So apparently I was almost there with the terminology. So I'm going to rename this to be more a bit more consistent. I think it may have been in here. Yeah. You have access to constructing an object prototype constructor. Yeah, prototypes are crazy. Like it's kind of insane to me that we can dig inside an object to a prototype and see all of this stuff and just change things which would be so fundamental and fixed in another language. I can see how it's really powerful for yeah, I think I mentioned things like polyfills where you can make it so you can kind of upgrade the language like that, but it kind of scares me, and part of me thinks doing that stuff is like too clever. So I kind of shy away from it, yeah. Oh yeah, I need to turn that off still. Yeah, be careful, don't post too much JavaScript, or I still didn't see to that overexcited link spam reducing bot. Okay. So this is now connecting. Let me think about how we pass these things out. So so I could just split and then join. So I know there's going to be a certain number of things, right? So I know there's going to be 1, 2, 3. If I split by spaces, I can take the username from that, and then I can rejoin everything on the tail end to reassemble these words. That seems okay, I think. So first, how do we check that it's actually a... I always forget the exact syntax for like string splitting stuff, so that's okay. So if so, we should expect at least, let me copy one of these in actually. Oh, that's right. Okay, I think we need to send... Ah. Yeah, that could work. So, but I also want to get this out. So, and if those are in the messages, then it would be kind of weird to put them back. So I think maybe... I'm thinking if I split by spaces, take... So I can look at the index 2, and then anything from index 3 and beyond can be just rejoined to the actual content, maybe. Okay, I think I need to respond to these pings or it's going to boot me out, so let me... So when I get a ping, I should pong. Let's say, oh, if data not send I'm also very inconsistent with my quotes, so please forgive me for that. So we need to respond to things less than. So we need 1, 2, 3. It should be at least 4. Set. Sorry, I kept meaning to actually just copy one of these in for reference. So or in fact I can just do I don't know why it says priv message. Maybe that's not a private message, right? Maybe it distinguishes between regular expressions. I could indeed. It's putting emoji in your regex. So I think that's colon thing. The hash for splitting. Oh. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? That's quite nice. So then we'd get... Okay, so it feels a little more hacky because I'm then going to say if the first thing ends with this, then that's how we're going to filter out the correct type of messages, I think. Because we can get other junk through here, right? Like if people... other like notifications and stuff in the Twitch chat will go through, so we kind of need to look at this also to filter those out. So... should get the matching groups. Yeah, honestly, matching groups is the actual nice way to do it. Okay, no, I'm going to hack this together for now, and if we can do it more nicely with like regex groups, then we will. But syntax. Yes. So can I just do something like, it'd be like this. Can we do that? That JavaScripty? Help me out. What's the syntax? I wanna slice. Or is it like that? Can I even do that? Okay, just splice. Yes. Is it slice or splice with a P? Is there a difference? I think I want to do this since I'm not going to mutate it, so I can do three. Let's try and log this out. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so we need to trim that first colon as well. I knew, yeah, I knew it's in my head from somewhere, right? I quite like that. It seems kind of neat that the join is a property of the string. Like, I actually really like the way that works, but you know. I've used Python a bit. Yeah, I use it for when I need to script a little thing. I normally go for Python. Yeah, just these things all get muddled up, right? It's why I tend to use, it's a language that I don't use a lot. I use tend to use the simpler features because I'm kind of using the same toolkit across all languages. So, you know, I'm not using everything to its fullest, but it lets me write simple, straightforward, like non-fancy, non-clever code, which I think is actually generally a good thing. Okay, we now have this information. I think we can make this a little bit nicer. Okay, so let's call this command. False. I'm removing some of the hackiness that tied this to that, specifically to that input box. So we can use this in a bit more of a general way. So now I'm going to hook this back to the input box, I think. So I think it's going to be like if that happens, then we're going to clear out that text box. I think that's okay. What's wrong there? Instead of move, it's going to be command. I should have just called it move. Okay, so hopefully I haven't broken this still. I mean, I probably don't need it anymore, but Maybe that is broken. What's going on here? This should be a function, I think. This is one thing I don't like about JavaScript. Like, I want an error when this happens. I prefer TypeScript actually. Like any like actual, if you want to call it professional front end stuff I've done, is I've always used TypeScript because makes me feel a little bit more safe and secure. Okay, that's wrong. Like I love types, but I and like strictly typed languages by far, but I also really like object literals. I think these are so cool. Like, where do we do some of that? And I could probably make this a little bit tidier and refactor it somewhat. Here, right? This is lovely. This is so nice. But now you have, I think like C# can do object literals. Go can do it. You can have like anonymous structs which are all typed, but you can create them with literals, which is nice. But yeah, this is just super handy. I don't have to like do the same thing in JSON, and yeah, it's cool. So. Okay, we can make moves. How to use Unity? I do. I have used Unity and done a lot of game dev stuff in Unity. Let me show you a Unity project. Something I worked on. So I've done a couple of these coding streams with the Unity. I think I made. Where are we? Oh, I just made like a shader effect, which was kind of cool, where you can drag this card around and it has like a glinty effect. If you look at the kind of gold parts, you can kind of see that. So I did. Oh yeah, there's also like a heat haze on these grills this kind of character has. So that was done with Unity. What else? We made. I think this is the only other one. Made a lava lamp, like a virtual lava lamp. This GIF seamlessly loops, by the way, which I'm extremely, extremely proud of. So this is using something called meta balls, if you're familiar with that. I think Dan Schiffman did a coding stream on meta balls at some point, but they're really cool for this kind of effect. Yeah, this one was fun. But more importantly, I didn't hook it up yet. Okay. Almost right. Where are we? Let's just try and make a move. So if we get gonna work. Refresh again. A2, A4. Your move, chat. This could be fun, actually, right? Like you'd have the streamer just play one side and have the whole chat race to to make moves on the other side. I think you've got a head start in development here and control of the center. Oh, okay, that's from there. So my mouse press doesn't handle properly. This is cool. We're so close. See what I'm saying? Like, this is cool, right? I like this as a little serverless thing we got going on. So there was an issue with our mouse pressed because we did not yeah, right. This just worked. Okay, so hopefully this still works. Okay, this is awesome. Okay, okay, so there's a couple of things. Okay, so we're connected to it. We're authenticating. We're monitoring for valid moves. So now we have game state stuff, right? So let's break this down a little bit. So we need starting a game. Oh, this is great. Actually kind of hyped about this. Okay, so accepting a game or like joining a game. I don't know how it should work, right? I'm thinking if somebody does like !chess, then they become one of the players, and then if somebody else, the next person to do it, they get matched against, then we do a coin toss for who is yeah, this is fine, right? We could maybe have some proper error handling, but yeah. E1. Oh, you tried to teleport the king? Yeah, yeah. So some sense of like joining a game, and then let's say like resetting. Yeah, some way of like resetting. What we can also do is we can detect if the well, you know what? We can probably look at this and figure out if somebody's a mod, right? And then we could say like mods are allowed to reset the board or something, or a simple version is just the channel owners allowed to like reset the board. Let me oh, this is interesting. So this is not right, is it? It's not attributing it to the right user. Oh, okay, the username's there. You know what it is, Mr. PhD? Your name looks so much like random generated like characters that I kind of looked over it. So actually, you're not part of the Twitch protocol. This is actually the username. And this is the channel, or the yeah, it's called a channel, isn't it? A Twitch channel. So it's actually username at username, like that, right? Okay. So okay, let's see if there's an easy way to distinguish between a mod and not a mod. I mean, I can tell if I'm a channel owner, which could be like a super user type thing. Okay. Let me so that's wrong. So this is actually channel name. Let username equal. So I can just do let exclamation mark dot substring 1. Okay. Okay, hopefully that is fixed. Oh. Yeah, yeah. So the way I was thinking is if the user is the like channel owner, then I think I will let them do that because they're kind of the admin, but otherwise we need a way for people to like join the game. And we do actually record in the game state player names, right? So we can remember this and we can check that as part of the validation, absolutely. So in fact, let's do that now. So username, let's say do something like this, right? So and username is not equal to game state dot where was it? Player names active turn, okay. Not turn. Oh, we can just do this. Yeah, we're getting. Oh, it's always giving us names in lowercase, right? Yeah, so I think that's okay. I think there's a way to like list the users and probably get their attributes and their proper display name and stuff like that, but for now I think that's maybe overkill. Okay, so now let us right, so we're just kind of fudging that as an admin. Do this. Yes, they're an admin. But in here it's gonna be admin equals so we have username is admin message body. Okay, so I think in theory I should be able to do stuff. Also I can do stuff in here hopefully. Okay, cool. Can one of you please try to make a move and hopefully we'll see it getting blocked out down here. Oh, okay, so two lowercase, okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sorry, that's my bad. Just do it here. What's that? Okay. So now I should be able to make a move as the channel owner. Cool. Can one of you give another go? Yeah, sweet. So, yeah, awesome. And I can hard code one of you in as. Let's do it this way, right? If I hard code you for now as the Pagliaccio on white and PhD on black. And now let's try again. It looks like that's working, so I should still be able to move for anyone. Yep, cool. So now we need a bit of some states, basically. Yeah, for this kind of stuff. So let's go through. It's here, right? So let's do like high level state. We've now got 2 levels of state, right? We've got hoping that worked as well. Yeah, awesome. So we've got the state of the chess game, and then we've also got the state of the bot itself. I don't know what to call it, like the meta state, like a higher level state, right? Which is like, call it idle. So we could do something like if meta state was, this can be if they're playing, then we can do this. We call it idle. Okay. So I'm just going to say if. Actually, let's pass this out separately. Mainly this for other stuff. Got inconsistent tab settings set up. The disaster. No. Okay. Okay, there's that. So I'm going to say if equals chess, then another state up here. Let challenging player. And I'm going to say challenging player is equal to username and I don't know why I'm using strings for these, it's just seems like a terrible idea, but I kind of allow myself to be lazy on these streams. So else, now very similar. Red state is wait accept. Then now we can start the game, right? So playing. Oh, and username not equal to challenging player. So let's say, yeah, as long as it works, right? I even got random. Is it like math.random between 0 and 1? Okay, so this is we'll do the coin toss. So if random 0.5, then I'm going to say, how did we create game, right? Then we do it like one way round, doesn't really matter. Yeah, and username. Otherwise, we do it the other way around. So it's kind of coin toss for who's white and who's black. We kind of started the game here. Let's just not do that. We probably get an error if game state is null, right? So when do we refer to game state? Should just be a draw, probably in here. Oh yeah, okay, let's do if we're playing, then we're going to do this. Otherwise we can draw some other UI like for different states, I guess. Will this work? Actually, let's add a bit more logging also. I'm going to say name. Okay. Okay. And let's maybe do something like if admin and just do something. I'm thinking we'll want some like admin commands, so maybe I'll put some in here. Other ones would be like setting somebody else as the white or black player, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. Take a look. So we have an empty board. So we could display a message, right? Like type !chess to play. If I do this, then okay, something is wrong. Probably I didn't set this. do? Oh, is there like a space on the end? I need to trim. Check that. Oh, there's a new line. Okay. One dot trim. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Who's up for the challenge? Okay, that did not do what I had hoped. That's weird. Oh. Rookie error there. You know what? I can detect some end of game conditions and maybe change the state there as well. So, checkmate. Win and draw like that. Okay. One more time. Not sure you can see my thing down here. Okay, that did something there. Again, sorry. Equals. There we go. What happens when you copy and paste? This bigger. Okay. Mark off starting a game and joining a game. Yeah, go for it. Go for the steal. Yeah, caught ya. Cool. Should be able to reset the board like this. Or not. What went wrong there? Oh, God damn it. Okay. Oh, this is great. Okay. So yeah, me too, man. So I wish I had the letters and numbers on here. Okay, so let's just make a reset. I guess it could be manual for now. Right, to allow people to kind of reset like that. Okay, so there's a few things we could do. I think that'll work. Do a little bit of UI, I suppose. So if win, then equals, how do we tell who's winning? Is king in, it's whoever's in check, right? So I can just say something like this. I'm going to say winning side. Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's a way better way. So it's dot. Do we? Yes, it's this, right? So for whatever we do this, even if the game is over. So we switch colors first. So it's actually whoever's active. Dot player names side, and then we can just do something like well, not that. Fill stroke. Whoa, not that. Stroke 0. Stroke wait 3. I don't know. Text. Text mode. Let's check the P5 docs here. Text center. Text align. That's what we want. Text line. Center. I actually submitted a patch to P5.js because there's a bug in center. That should be fixed now. Do text. Actually, kind of want to center them because this stuff is also part of the canvas, so we kind of actually want to center them like here, maybe. So we'll just do size times 4, maybe. That's 4 times 4. Equals. Okay. Okay. That's way too tiny. Is it text size or font size? Text size. 40. Oh, yeah, that could be nice. That could be nice. Let's make the stroke weight thicker. Okay. So yeah. And I can reset like this. Oh, I'm loving this. This is so good. Okay. Let me... There's a couple of things to do now. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I'll ask you guys' opinion, like, where do we go? So we have options like add grid coordinates. We could do like, we'll call this polish, right? So we can add grid coordinates. We could add alerts, like if they put in a invalid move, then we could pop up some text saying that, for example. Oh, by the way, I think we can also... I realize I can't accept this game without a... I should be able to play myself as admin, I think, so let me make that possible. Man. So for demonstration purposes, I think I should be able to challenge myself. So, chess. So you can also, I believe the debugging thing I had in should still work, so I can say like D2 question mark. Yeah, and it will highlight legal moves. Cool. But yeah, like if this bot had a token, then it could reply to you in the chat if the move isn't legal, for example. Yeah, so we could add grid chords, we could add like an illegal move. We could just work on the overlay. Yeah, so if you have a preference, then maybe I'll pick a certain direction. But it's working in like hour and 15 minutes, I think we've actually been live for. It's more or less working. Oh, other polish should be like save state. List the move notations. In what do you mean? What in what sense? Add some move logs. Oh, like down here? Okay, yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, so I mean, it would be nice to like have like proper chess notation as well, like because they have shorthands, right? So scrollable text, I'm not sure will work. The reason being that if I put this in my overlay, like again, this is going to look really weird for a second. but like this chat here, I can't interact with this with my mouse. I don't think so. I don't think, at least. I lock it, maybe? No, I feel like I have no like mouse interaction with this when it's embedded in the stream. Actually, let me get this embedded, because we'll be able to figure out some stuff in doing that. So another thing we'll notice, by the way, is if I open another tab, then the game state is like completely lost. So that's one thing to be wary of, I suppose. Yeah, so that's a save state issue. Okay, so I'm going to open up my OBS and try and ignore the infinite window spiral to infinity over there. Grab the URL. Okay. Yeah, the browser. It's going to be called chess. Yeah, this was that thing we were seeing before, by the way. Oh, and it's weird because you're also seeing it in the overlay itself. This is very strange. So, chess. The size is, what's the natural size of this sketch? Sorry, the overlay is going to be there for a second. I will pull this out. So, size is going to be, just looking in setup. So it's going to be 400 by 500, I think. So go back over here. 400 by 500. So you can also do CSS, which may be necessary. Overflow hidden here. So as of right now, I don't see anything here. What's going on? Why, I wonder, is this invisible? Very strange. Like, I know you can do this kind of stuff. So, for example, like when people follow the channel and stuff, we do get those little, because of the socket, maybe, but I think it should be okay because hang on, where's our... Is that the case? Is it not? So this is the overlay which actually causes the like when people follow, it works in exactly the same way. It's like an embedded web page overlaid over the whole thing. Okay, so is that true? If so, that will be a big bummer because it will maybe break this. Yeah. So when you said it's not supported, was that your guess, or was that actually is that actually true? Did you find that somewhere? Okay. I tell you what, let's just comment out all of the Twitch stuff. And it should still render something. Yeah. Good call. So, right, we should see this. So if I now switch back over here, hide this, and then show this. Oh, there is something there. It says loading. Gonna move this away for now. In the back, it's definitely there. Because can you see this word loading? I guess it should be floating around the screen somewhere. Let's read the wiki. It's based on CEF, and any CEF flags can be passed from the OBS Studio shortcut. So I wonder if it's P5 or it's some other feature I'm using that it doesn't like. Okay, well I don't want to read this. Okay. Seems to be stuck. Loading. God damn it, I have to read something called title. Piss up on it. Maybe it's like I was going to say the fetching of remote resources. It can't be that, surely. Okay, I'm going to strip down loads of stuff then. Maybe this just never happens. And then if I never render the pieces, I think we're okay. Well, it won't render anyway. We're not in the game mode. So that's that. Maybe it's the instead of HTML, that loading text is not coming from HTML. Oh, if this is the case, it'd be so annoying. I mean, I could always just have a little browser window up here, but it's nowhere near as fun as getting it properly integrated. So I imagine it won't work if I point it at the local file, because it will... There would be certain things in the JavaScript. The WebSocket stuff probably won't work, I imagine. Oh. Interesting. So it loaded that, okay. Okay, I'm going to try and uncomment some of this stuff and see if that causes an issue. Okay. Huh. So apparently the networking is working. I had assumed that the certain things wouldn't work like this, right? Like where we do the preloading and actually load the image assets. I don't think that works if you're not running off a server. You're just opening an HTML file that's local in your browser. I think that causes issues. Local p5. Yeah, if only I could see like a console or a log or something. I was thinking maybe I could hack some JavaScript in to like display errors here. Yeah? Okay. Actually, let me get back that. How do I get back the... Okay, let's not worry about that. Actually, let us fully refresh this. Now it's failing. I'm pretty sure it's because of this preloading. So if I turn this off, and then refresh it, it's gonna render. Yeah, so it can. Yeah, that's what I had used before. Refresh the cache. Oh. I'm not even seeing it loading now. Which is weird to me. Try to re-add. Yeah, maybe it is something like that. Like that, whatever was happening just then seemed pretty weird. Right, like it was displaying in there, but then it was gone. Move. Chess is the URL. I'll just leave the other stuff as is. Yeah, it is not liking this. See, when I did the local file, it would work. The only thing that didn't work with local file is it would not, it couldn't like preload the actual images and stuff. Yeah, it definitely seems wrong. Like, why is it not even saying loading? I wonder if that's because of this not being there. How about if I really simplify this? And this really does seem to be bugging out. How's okay. Definitely kind of glitchy. Let's try changing this. Let's see if it will refresh, or if I'm going to switch scenes quickly. Good. I'll refresh the cache. Then we get something. I put sketch back. Okay. Getting something there. But I imagine as soon as I put the assets in, it's gonna get stuck on loading again, maybe? Maybe it's something to do with relative paths? Actually, that's weird. Okay, first of all, this is... I'm at least JavaScripty enough to do this. Okay. Can make those absolute. Maybe that's it. Ooh. Ah, okay. Anyway. Yes! Okay. Something's happening. Awesome. Okay. So I think that was it. I think it was to do with the relative path of those assets, which seems kind of weird to me, but we're going to do 400 by 500. So let me grab your CSS as well. Okay. Oop. So here is our little thing. I can stretch this down. So this is kind of what I imagined this would do. This is cool. I can't tell if that's too small. Let me... This is going to get really weird, but... You know what, that's not too... Probably really screwed up my stream. I just put on a full screen preview so I could see what my thing looks like. But... to be honest... This is kind of good. This kind of works, right? Yes, Pagasho, we did it. We did it. We made it happen. So, okay, so maybe what we should actually have done is like we could tweak this layout, right, to like fit better in this space possibly, so we can have a move list here. See, the scrolling I don't think would work because I would need to scroll it, and I don't think I can do that interaction anyway. So, you know, I can open Photoshop and like take these borders and make a nice border for it. That's no problem. I can scrunch the chat down, make it a little shorter or something. And then this could be full width, possibly. Like, I could do something like... Oh, okay, I get it. That makes more sense. I could do this. You know, yeah, with a bit of fiddling around, I think I can make this nicely integrated into the layout. I'm the kind of person who fiddles with this stuff for ages, but you know, for now I'll just push it up on top. Beneath my alerts, and I will yeah. Cool. So I think we're pretty much there, right? I mean, this my vision, at least, the general principle seems to be realized. It seems to work. Tell you what, if you two fancy a game while I work on some little tweaks to this, you're more than welcome to. That's what it's there for. We can figure out what else we can do here. So we kind of got the overlay working. Adding some kind of alerts would be good. Save state actually would be really nice. Let's try doing that. Yeah, that would be cool actually, to have the pieces slide into position. Yeah, we could do that. So I'll just add a bit of state, a bit of extra state here. So I don't want to put it into the game logic because it really doesn't belong there. Although I could, again, this is okay. So what I'm thinking is I have these pieces defined, right? Like here, this is the object for a piece. So normally I would say, you know, this is strictly like the game logic representation, so I shouldn't be putting rendering stuff in here. I mean, colors, not really, kind of rendering, but it's relevant to the game logic as well. So I would say, oh, my rendering code module should like keep totally separate track of like animation type stuff. But then maybe the JavaScripty way is to just add a new property onto these. So this code never has to refer to that property, but it can still just be tagged onto those same objects. Like something like let's do So let's say it's going to take a second. Do something like, so here's where we get the position. No, sorry, it's here. So we could do something like, old screen position is, so let's actually pass the piece through here. Basically, I'm thinking we tag another property into this piece object with its previous position, and then when we're in an animation state, we just like interpolate between those. I'm just figuring out we can hack this in very easily, but I'm trying to figure out if there is a somewhat clean place to put it. So so I know we also draw a piece. We use it for UI. Oh, you know what? I can have an optional sort of parameter, right? Okay. Yeah, let's do it this way. Draft rank to rank. We're going to say if old position. Let's also have that bit of state here. So let's so if there is an old position defined, then let old file equal file. And then we're going to say let transition over. So many things I'm throwing in from being used to other languages. Okay. And then we're going to say render at file is going to be equal to. Oh, we could do some nice like easing, couldn't we? But do it linearly for now. So file plus 1 minus transition ratio times old file. Now I can just do it like this. Rank. And then when I take the position, I'm going to use these. What I'm going to do is I kind of need to notify. Right, I need the game logic to tell explosion. Yeah. So when we make the move successfully, I'm going to say on move made. I also need to get the time delta. Is it like that in P5? I'm not sure. In fact, I think we were talking about this in the coding train channel, right? Like about how you have to do this so often, this little delta time calculation, and it's normally built into stuff. So, yeah, so delta time as in, is that a thing? Is that a built-in? Oh, God, it is. Okay, is it processing that doesn't have this, or am I just crazy? Okay. Oh, see, I thought this wasn't built in. Is that a thing in processing? I'm not sure. Okay. Well, this whole thing is unnecessary. In milliseconds. Okay. So what I'm going to do is when draw pieces is called, I'm going to say transition these equals. Yeah, it must have been processing. It's such, you need it, right? It's so common. Okay. So what I also want to do is when we move a piece, oh, it's here already. So I could actually do it something here, right? So promises. Oh, for like a timing thing? Okay, I personally really don't like doing animation with like coroutines or promises or async stuff. I would rather, because once you start something like that, you then have to you lose the handle on it, or you have to have some way to interrupt it. I feel like that kind of animation is part of the higher level state of the rendering system. So my personal thing. Do I have it on GitHub? I do not. I will be putting it up after this though, since it's probably going to be the last stream we do on this, so I will put it up there. A couple of other things I still need to do is I also need to remove some of those references. Because right now it's hard coded to look at my channel, I believe. So I'm going to say if dot last move from equals. What will the next one be about? Anything really. I mean, I have a list of some ideas, but I'm very, very much open to. I don't know what's happened. That should have worked, right? We broken it? Interesting. So it's working in my browser, but not in the overlay. I wonder why that is. If I refresh this, yes. So that's okay. Maybe it went like idle. Yeah, it could be that the we got a timeout or something. Yeah, let's keep an eye on it and see if that happens again. Like, there's basically no error checking on the WebSocket, so that could be it. Yeah. So we can actually already tell by here if it's the piece that moved. And then we can pass in some extra information. I'm just going to do it like this, actually. If it just moved, then must move from .file from .rank. So I think this will work. Yeah, A4. Huh, that moved, that jumped. From is gets final rank. To make this transition longer, in case I'm just missing it. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna like weirdly desync these two chess games now. A2, A4. So I'm watching the console to see this transition happening. Ah, okay. So try that once more. clamp is not a function. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, let's just do it this way. I should probably move this in here, because it kind of makes more sense. Rather than just passing those through. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice way to do it. I mean, it's literally this, right? That's kind of what it is. Map is cool, though. I think I will maybe... Did you know if P5 does, like, easing at all? Like quadratic in-out or something? That could be cool as well. I think something weird happening here. Can't be that, right? I was thinking it can't be integer division thing. JavaScript just has all numbers be the same, right? Oh, this should be min. That's fine. Okay. That's something really dumb. Okay. Yeah. Look at them go. Cool. Let's get rid of this crazy logging. If it's just easing. Or yeah, I mean that's also probably an even nicer way, right? File Yeah, that looks this okay. I'm cool with this actually. Pretty much the same as map. Let's make it not take 5 seconds each time. I'm going to try the reset command to see if the one on my overlay picks that up. Yeah, it did. Okay. Now we can go D2 to D4. Okay. E7 to E5. Nice. Now I'm sure like somebody could... It would hitch slightly if the commands came really fast. Like if I queue up a couple, A2, A4, and then if I'm going to do afterwards like A7, A5, try and do these in really quick succession. Then there might be some snapping, but honestly I'm cool with this. What happens when we take actually? E4, E5. Yeah, okay. I'm cool with that as well. We could have it fade out, but it's nice enough. For now, let's put animation, and we'll call that done. Let's maybe do where we set up the game state. That would be good actually. That would be neat. Oh, that's almost too good. Okay, I will say that is an amazing idea, but I'm not going to do that now because the way the data structure is set up, we don't know which piece is which. We just store a list of like the names in like the taken pieces, so having it know which one is which would be kind of awkward. What I'd also like to do is have the pieces like sorted by type or something. Yeah, but I'll throw this up on GitHub. I think that'd be a great thing for people to take a shot at actually. So let's say do something like I'm going to say game state dot like this. So there's something. So when we make a valid move, let's clear that out. And then somewhere else we do this. Then when we render, some of my rendering is leaking into this file, which it shouldn't do, but not the end of the world. Let's say an alert message, then I'm going to draw this. Okay. So that's a A2A7. Not ideal. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Chess. Am I missing something here? Have I got? My whole rendering is screwed up now. What's happening here? Playing. Ooh. Something has got stuck here somehow. Okay. Connection died. 2 to A6. We can move, so we should have got. Oh, I took it out. We got into some weird state with the WebSocket there, maybe? Alert message. Okay. In here, perhaps? A2 to A2 question mark. A2 to A6. We can move. Okay. Is it me or does that B look really weird? Something weird with the font outlining, but I think that's all in P5's court. So A4. Yeah, look at this. B7 to B5. Sweet. Let's just give it a refresh here. It's neat, right? This is very cool. Trying to get this thing to refresh up here though. I guess I can go. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, this thing has kind of got into a locked up state again. Yeah, it will. Let's try that. Right, let's cheat. So I can go D1 to D8. Yeah, it's just a fixed transition time basically. So it takes like half a second always for the transition. Cool. I think the last thing I want to do is allow this to work on somebody else's. That was weird. That thing just reset. Yeah, okay. I feel like the big issue here is going to be whatever OBS is doing with its caching or like pausing of these overlays is going to. Sorry, I keep moving my mouse on my OBS screen, which you can't see, but I think this is going to maybe cause some practical issues. Having it open in a web browser seems pretty foolproof. Yeah, the last thing I wanted to do was have this work on other people's channels, so I want to get a query parameter. Is that really the way to do it? Yeah. So has get okay. Oh, hopefully I'm back. Give it a minute. I think I just lost network connection there. I'm having some ISP issues at home, which is a massive pain. Hopefully we're back online. I'm sure it missed whatever just happened in the chat. Reset. I'm sure it has not recovered. Okay, no it has. Okay. We're back. We're back. Thanks. So yeah, so the second one of these, Twitch chopped it into like 15 different streams because I kept dropping my connection. So the VODs are all screwed up, but I went and changed the setting, which should hopefully stop the stream from like properly ending if I drop out for a few seconds. So let me check that this is working. So channel instruct basilisk. ABC. Okay. Twitch.tv. Okay, let's see who. Let's find a big streamer who's live, who can look at. Tubbo. So I assume we're going to see a crazy amount of text in the chat here if we log into their channel, but let's see. Yeah. It seems to at least be keeping up. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how this will scale. The good thing is it's all in my browser, right? So it's it's all the streamer's PC who has to deal with it. So I think we're okay. And yeah, so now people can embed this in their own thing. I can tweak the URL in my overlay here to be like that. And then hopefully reload. Awesome. So tick another couple things off our list. So we have some alerts here. Okay, let's try and I guess engineer a checkmate somehow. Surrender. Oh, concede, right? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's a good shout. I think concede definitely makes sense. Probably necessary actually. Playing if and active. Let's do this. Yeah. What we can do is make a move, do something similar. Put this in the wrong place. Okay. You know, all this stuff can now go into game logic where it probably always belonged. Okay. Okay. stability is going to be a necessary command for me, I think. So we'll just focus on the one in the browser. Should probably add some player names. Hey Deanism, thanks so much for the follow. Tic-tac-toe. Thank you. Yeah. We've literally just got it working, so maybe I have to play a game. Let's try and make that happen. So, fresh please. Or I've literally just broken everything. That's another distinct possibility. Okay, let's try. So Deanism, do you play chess? Is it or are you here more for the coding aspect? Let's give it a go. If anyone wants to try !chess, then give this a little trial run. Yeah, tic-tac-toe, maybe that's for a future stream. It's going to be way easier, right? Although I feel like you could do a lot of different games with this basic framework. Yeah, I'm not a good chess player either. Like, my terminology is pretty weak. It takes me a long time to figure out the grid coordinates. The basic idea of this project, I don't know how long you've been watching for, but the basic idea is to have this web-based chess game, and there's basically a little connection in the back end to Twitch chat. So this web page, or actually this same web page which is embedded in my stream in the top right there, is watching the chat, and it's like playing out a chess game based on what people type into the chat. But the proudest thing about it is that there's no like backend server. It just runs entirely on in the client. Yeah. One other thing I can try is actually the idea of maybe I'll put this actually in here, kind of related to this. Just to try and do some like save and load kind of deal, right? So let's say if dot do it like this, right? This actually do console.log storage and a state to JSON dot. Again, I've forgotten how this works. JavaScript JSON dot path. Okay, and we can do this because our game state doesn't include any functions or anything fancy like that. Okay, and then we can plug something in. Not in the nicest place. I don't really like this. say when a move is made. Do this down here actually. Made and what's the opposite of fast? JSON dot. Stringify. Lovely naming. Okay. I think that will allow us to save and resume. So if I put this here, it should log out local storage, that's fine. If I do chess, if I join a game with myself, if I do a move, then hopefully local storage has some junk in it. And if I refresh the page, then we should resume that. Huh! I just replayed the last move. That's accidental, but that is super sweet. Awesome. I realize I probably need to do this at some other occasions. That's not void. Still not a JavaScript coder. Okay, we can do that there. We can also do it at certain points here, right? So, like whenever we change state, really. Yeah. So. Yeah, so as the channel owner, I can reset the board, and then, yeah, now you should be able to join Unism. Let's hide this one. It's the one in the, okay, the one in the stream should be working now. Third time lucky. There we go. I guess hopefully these should stay in sync. So I'm guessing how to pronounce your name. Is it Dion? Dionism? Dayon? So this isn't the best indicator, to be honest, but you're white and you're not faded out, so it's your turn here with the white pieces. Dion, cool. How did you end up on the stream today, if you don't mind me asking? I'm always curious where people land here from. Reddit post. Okay, cool. So that would have been like... I post to the watch people code, or whatever it's called, watch people coding Reddit, usually. Yeah. So do you stream yourself, or what's your... What kind of stuff do you work on? I assume you're a coder. Okay, you clearly have some idea what you're doing. Declined, it would seem. Oh, this is great. This is the first. This is like 4 streams it took to do this, which is the longest series we've ever done. Like we always do. I always try and do a new project each week. So it's very rare that we do something that's several streams, but this is pretty great. Probably by next time I'll have a little shuffle around of the my layout so that it kind of works. Java and SQL, yeah, I feel you on that. That's a lot of my day job stuff and that kind of stuff too. Weird, I'm watching the chat in like 2 down here and also on my other screen, and now I've got 3 copies of the same chess game everywhere. Yeah, so you can also do like something like that, so you can show like legal moves with a question mark. And yeah, when you get to the end, you need to put like if you're promoting a pawn, I don't know if you ever really tested this, but you need to put like Q, R, B, K or whatever at the end of the move when you promote to indicate what you're promoting to. Okay, I'm gonna take a risk and I'm gonna refresh my browser and hope this resumes. So please don't say anything like right now. Okay. Yeah! Oh, this is great. Except now, okay, now my Twitch overlay version has got screwed up. I really don't know what's going on there. If it's something with the WebSocket or... I feel like it's OBS when it's embedded, it's like... Again, sorry, I'm mouse overing stuff you can't see. I feel like it's putting the browser component to sleep in some way. I don't know. The first time I made an overlay. I know people do this, so there must be ways around it. Maybe I just literally need to make the WebSocket code a bit more robust and do reconnects and stuff. That could be it. So I'll hide that for now since it may get distracting. Random mood. Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, like we can enumerate all the moves. And we kind of already do internally when we're detecting if the king's in check. We enumerate every move of their opponent's pieces to see if any of them could target the king. So I think we could implement that pretty easy. I don't know. At this point, what I want to do is just throw this on GitHub somewhere and let people play around with it themselves. I feel like I've done my duty, I've had my fun, and then I'll probably move on next week to a different topic. So yeah, so if anyone has any suggestions for that, I do have some ideas. Let's check my little stream ideas list.